Hey, I made it. Oh wow, if you only knew, I've been planning this for for what feels like a long time. And I've been either busy or exhausted, or actually I'm a little sick right now. It's new. Yeah, I encourage you to listen to the intro because I'm going to tell you what, will hopefully help you pick where to be in this reading, because there are going to be two groups. So I think what I'll do is start with what prompted the reading, what my urgency has been. At some point, I started feeling really strong energy around, being in a portal, going into it, being in it, and for myself, actually, like heading out. And I was putting so much thought into it, and then everywhere I was looking, every time I turned around, there's more information, and everything lined up. It was numerology, astrology, Chinese astrology, like all of these things were adding up to the same storyline, like this ending and this beginning, and just in a more drastic way than we talk about happening all the time, because we have endings and beginnings constantly. But this one feels huge for each person's evolution, each person's sense of purpose. It feels like a big deal. And I wanted to get deeper in. And I don't feel that I need to reiterate all of the things that are so readily available for you to hear about, things that are happening right now. It's everywhere. If you don't, if you don't know the astrology or numerology of it all, it's really easy to find, but I just don't feel like repeating it because it's everywhere. So I was feeling this stuff, and at some point I started wondering what it is, and I was getting a lot of information about that. I've been doing automatic writing, I've been doing miniature readings, and just getting downloads. And then I wanted to know why I felt two groups. I felt like there was another group that I wasn't necessarily in that I wanted to address. And what I discovered through asking and asking again was that there is another group that is right behind this group. So what it reminded me of is a reading I did however long ago back, where there were two and they were going through something similar, but one was a little farther along. And that's exactly what this feels like. Now, this one is different than that one in that these are relatively positive. I don't feel that people in these two groups are experiencing a really hard time. Like hard is relative, but like to oneself, a really difficult time. Like, these are two groups of individuals who are on the upswing. One's stepping out of the portal, fresh born, gooey, and the and the other is finding the light out, So yeah, like if you picture like the solstice coming on, which was at time of recording just a couple of days ago, you picture the pupil of an eye enlarging to let the light in, until it's so dark. If you look at someone's pupil in low light and it's so open to let in as much light as possible to see, that's kind of where I feel like we were in that circle. We were in that pupil, in that darkness, like letting the light in. This group with the apophylite and the 9 of hearts, the second group I'm calling it, even though it's chronologically probably the energy you feel first, because the people who are in the first group have been here recently. I know, it's weird. So then we reach the maximum darkness. and we have the light has come in and is shown, and boom, it's open, it's closing up again, and we're stepping out, we're getting out. And I feel it's just been so good for all of us, and we just probably aren't 100% sure yet what we're doing. I think that's something that is common between the two groups, is that we're really unsure what is next. But it feels good and it feels right, and we should feel a little lighter. So I do have some cards off to the side for each group. I was fleshing these out. These two cards in particular helped me out as well. So we've got group 1 with celestite and an ace of spades, and we have group 2 with apophylite and a 9 of hearts. I will at the beginning of each reading go over these 3 cards each so that you can get further confirmation you're in the right place. I am hoping to, if I have the time and energy, do a couple interior mini reads to get even more specific. So say you're in one group and we do a little bit of a reading, and then I say, okay, pick one of these decks, and we read a little further into what's ahead. I'm hoping. No promises. Maybe I should do record intros last, but here we are. Another thing I'm doing is I am lighting this candle. It's hard to see. If I turn on the overhead light, it's just going to be glare city. So this is an Ace of Cups candle. And if you ask me, I can tell you where I got it on Etsy. I've ordered multiple from them, and I'm really happy with the service. But anyway, I'm going to light this candle at the start of the first reading with a lot of intention for everyone who's connecting here for both of these readings. To get what we're going for, to get that cup, to have that beginning, to have all the luck and love on our sides and overflow with inspiration and passion and warmth. Let us, you know, enjoy a clean slate together. Yes. So I don't know if that was enough information to help you begin. But again, celestite, ace of spades, this is the group, number 1, I'm calling it, that is stepping out of the portal. Full speed ahead, kind of just like ready for the next, not sure what it is. And the 9 of hearts with the apophylite, calling it group 2. Still a little bit inside the portal, but finding the light and heading out, just holding on to some stuff that still needs to go. You probably know exactly what that is. I don't tend to attract people who don't know what they're experiencing. So yeah, hopefully that's enough information, and let's just get on with it. I don't have a lot of time. Hello to group 1. Let's get this candle lit for us all. Yeah. Okay. These are the cards I was talking about. They help me sort of see the energy of the group even better. And we have water, the starborn, and sugar. So with water, there's definitely a cleansed, a purity. I'm picturing an emergence from the bath, an emergence from, you know, whether it's the birth of Venus coming out of the sea or Prince getting up out of that bathtub, and when doves cry, you know, there's a cleanliness and everything's falling off, and you're risen, and there's something alien about it. And it has to do with purity and being cleansed, and also moving like water, if you've ever heard that, move like water. So it's really just going with the flow, and it's you being in a state of allowing and flowing rather than trying to force, because the water itself never forces. It just moves. It just goes. Water is, you know, who knows how many molecules just, you know, bound together, just flowing as what around them creates the container creates the path, you know, and maybe it's the earth and the ocean held on to this planet, you know, by gravity and moved by the moon and the rotation of the planet. Like, the water sways, the water goes, the water just is. And that is sort of the state I feel that this group 1 is mostly in, or should embrace being in to the best of your abilities. This can require a lot of just deep breaths, deep exhalations, just kind of like letting be, relaxing the body, taking care of the vessel. You know, the Ace of Spades, which is the Ace of Swords in tarot, is about a clear truth and a clear beginning, a start that is based on what has been revealed and what is real, and that's just the beginning. So there's so much more to come. The swords are also mental, so there's definitely a feeling of like clear the mind, start from scratch, clean slate. And then Starborn speaks of your purpose and your destiny, and it has to do with, you know, with that moment that you're born and everything that you have that is locked inside of your design, that is what is meant to come forth in this life and in this journey and in this experience, being there with you then. And then a lot of times that stuff gets kind of like pushed aside or shoved down or crumpled up, you know, because we have to survive here and humanity is something. So there's definitely a feeling of kind of getting back to like what it is that you are and what it is you're here for. And that's beautiful. And then the Sugar card from the Alchemy deck was sort of my idea of kind of where you're headed. And it speaks to attraction and attracting goodness and getting what you give and like being in a state of receiving, you know, I don't want to say karma because I have funny feelings about it, but like just receiving kind of like the goodness that you deserve at this point. It's the treat, it's the sweets, you know, it's definitely attraction, and it's definitely related to the experience of being here and the journey and the process and everything. The better moments, the moments that aren't hard, the moments that are sweet, the moments that are miraculous, right? So that feels right to you. You resonate with that. Let's get on with the reading. I do want to rush through just a little bit. You know, I don't know if I should leave these out somehow. Yeah. Let's get it going. That's fine. I don't intend to do a lot. I think for the first, the cards that I'm going to pull, I'm going to just basically ask what you need to know about what the immediate energy is, and then we'll talk about what is emerging very next, and then take it from there. Immediate and emerging, immediate and emerging. All right. All right. Doing it this way. Oh, I got you upside down. That's cool. All right, immediate energy with the Tower and the Three of Pentacles. Suddenly things are changing, shifting, and will beginning to work. There's a feeling here that something you didn't expect is affecting the way you're operating. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. This could have to do with work itself or partnerships, relationships, etc. But definitely like the way in which you are connecting with others and creating with others, and the way that you're building your life, the relationships that are involved in the way you build your life. There's something suddenly, or there has been something suddenly that has changed. And I think this is very right now too. So you could be like right fresh on either side of this. Totally wasn't in the plan. You didn't think that was what you're gonna do, and then suddenly you're like, you know what? I think I gotta take the leap. I think there's something nudging me to change this. There's something changing. Maybe it's out of your control. Maybe it's a conscious choice. But at any rate, I think that's happening. And then what's immediately next regarding this? Oh, what is up with me? I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, that's crazy. I was just like shuffling upside down. I had them upside down. Oh, okay. I had them upside down in reverse because I don't do reversals. I had them reversed the first shuffle. And then I had the whole deck upside down. I wasn't looking, but I had them tops. I had them bottoms up. So yeah, there's something that's just been flipped. The whole script has been flipped here. And the cards that I just got for what's emerging, I knew as soon as I saw them. I put one down and I had one in my hand and I was like, no. Not partly because I had the deck upside down, but also I just knew they weren't the ones. So that's interesting. I think there's something related to this. There's definitely something going on that you're like, that's not it. This isn't it. This isn't it. This isn't working, right? Okay, let me go again. Okay. Emerging. I don't know. Hold on. There's a part of me that almost pulled all the cards off camera before I started because I don't like the pressure. But I also love that that's why I've gotten so many messages in the last week or so, because it was all off camera and everything was flowing. Okay, hold on. Just give me 1 sec. All right, let's emerging. One more. I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, the choice. All right. Got a 2 of wands. I mean, a 2 of swords and a 6 of wands. So what is emerging is a decision. And you may be feeling like you're not quite ready to make the decision, but you know where you're leaning. And the main factor of this decision, the main outcome that you're looking for here is 6 of wands. It's like you want to be valued. You want to feel that everything you're doing is being recognized, and you want to feel like it's worthwhile, you know, that you're not wasting your energy. So I feel like it's not the easiest decision. it's not without, it's bittersweet. It's not without some sadness. But I think you know deep inside this is the move, because I just feel like it's time. It's time. It's time. It's my time. It's my time. I have to think about what I really want and what I really need. Which takes me back to Starborn. You know, it's just about your own purpose. Like, are you on, maybe you haven't been on the path that was leading you where you were meant to go. And maybe it felt fine, and then it just didn't, you know? Okay. So let me go a little deeper. For a message. Then we'll just do a more specific breakdown into two paths, two futures for people who are in here. All right, one more from this deck with the, oh, that wanted to come with this. King of Swords, Eight of Cups. Knowing you have to walk away. Okay, right, we already said that. Oh. Seven of Cups, Seven of Wands. I think traditionally here we're talking about fantasies and choices and options and the dream world and stuff, and then we've got the Seven of Wands, which is traditionally, you know, defensiveness and protection and warrior. I think it has to do with, honestly, I think it has to do with like fighting for your dreams, fighting for what you really want, staying true to what it is that you really want, taking your time to decide. Not to make the move, but what path is next. Moving forward. Yep. So that's, you know, I don't want to overcomplicate this. It's just really confirmation for people. And something that's been important to me lately is us reminding each other that we're all in this and we're all going through this, or not all of us, but I mean, honestly, I don't think all of us, but that we are, this isn't, you're not the only one. You're not alone. This is something that we're all experiencing. And I mean, globally, yes, on different levels, there are things that we're experiencing that it's like, wow, yeah, me too, right? But like, this is more specific down to like personal life stuff. And anyway, okay, yeah, I didn't want to go on and on and on, because just basically this is or isn't you. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do now is just put two separate mini groups, okay, for what is more specifically happening, what's coming up. I'm gonna just leave this here, and I want you to choose what decks. I didn't choose decks before because I wanted to choose after this reading was done. So let me get you a crystal as well. Huh. Easier said than done sometimes. Let's get this kyanite. And oof, let's keep it with the sodalite. All right. So here you have these two decks. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? What a mess. You love me or not? All right. We have kyanite, sodalite. I'm going to get a little quick, more specific message for groups inside this group. Okay? I'm going to timestamp it. Okay. More specifically, what lies ahead for those who connected with this black kyanite group, the Transpire deck? People that chose this group, what lies ahead for them? The Fool, oh, Nine of Cups, Ace of Swords. There you go. Okay, so the Fool is you're guided, you're spiritually guided into this new journey. It's like it's a tipping off point, and it's big. This is fearlessness. This is going for it. This is just trusting. It's faith. I was talking to someone the other day about the difference between hope and faith. And hope almost is designed, I feel, to include the possibility of disappointment. Whereas faith is just knowing it's gonna be okay. It's gonna work out. And that's something I've been thinking about a lot. My grandmother, who raised me, has been coming through a lot. And my entire life, something that she said all the time about anything I was ever worried about, concerned about, upset about was, it'll be all right. It's gonna be all right. It's just gonna be all right. And I don't know about all right, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be, you know? So I think we've got to have faith. But yeah, this looks like this journey, this new beginning, this new start, this fresh slate, this zero where you are right now is totally protected. We got a Nine of Cups. That's your wish fulfillment. That's you getting to a place of being solid on your own. Like the things that knowing what you desire, knowing what you want from this life, being very sure of that, not really needing much else. Maybe needing like that one cup, like this candle, you know, just needing just a little. Anybody who adds at this point anything good to what you have going on is just further fulfillment, you know. And then the Ace of Swords goes back to the Ace of Spades card that brought us in, and it's clarity, it's truth, and it's a beginning. So like we've got two beginning cards here, but you know, and a repetition of the Ace of Swords, which is just, there's such a feeling of knowingness, and there's such a feeling of a fresh start and a new beginning, fresh start. There's such that, you know, this Nine of Cups and sugar go well together. This Ace of Swords, obviously there's one here, but you know, there's the Six of Swords for that. And then there's the Fool with the Starborn is, I don't know, it doesn't get much better than that. Let me get another layer, just one more quick layer into what is specifically. Let's see how specific we can get. What lies ahead? What can this group look for next? What's coming? What's coming? What's coming in the next, let's say 6 months? Queen of Wands. Oh, that's an exclusive card. And Death. Okay. Queen of Wands, the Moon's Flower, and Death. Queen of Wands is your attraction power. That's you being in a state of manifestation power and like make it so. This is you looking good, feeling good, having it going on, you know. The Moon's Flower is exclusive here, and sometimes I can't even remember what I haven't used this deck in a long time, but I used to say it was a gift. It was a gift, and I do believe that makes sense here. Like I think you could have something coming in that you there's this blossom that you didn't expect. Maybe it's something that it could be a seed you planted so long ago. So long ago. I want to say childhood. Like if you were a kid wishing on stars like me, what were you wishing for? What is something that you wanted so long ago and at some point you were like, that wasn't very realistic, was it? And then that's the type of thing that's coming. Okay. And then Death. You know, I don't know how many other people see death cards the way I do, but it's really, truly, truly one of my very favorites. And I feel it's interesting here because I feel like you've already been through so many deaths. This particular one, let's see. What's this the death of? Okay. That's weird. Let me sort this out in my brain. Okay. So I got the King of Wands when I asked what this is the death of. And I think it's the idea of a counterpart. Because if you're getting into Queen of Wands energy, I think it's either the idea of a counterpart, like what that person looks and feels like, or I dare say it. I dare say it. Could be the rebirth, could be the return, could be that someone has also okay. It doesn't have to be the same person that someone that you've known before. It's someone who's been through the same thing. Oh shit. Oh my. That's a 10 of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So I think we might be talking about someone who's been through the same thing and has been in this very similar journey and has reemerged. And then I just got the only other exclusive card in this deck, and it's Starfall. Yeah, there's something going on here with somebody. Oh man, could it be someone you wished for? 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, Starfall, Starborn, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. There's a lot of alignment here. There's a lot of goodness. Okay. So I'm going to go so far as to say that I think this particular group has a wish being granted with regards to possibly something you wished for a long time ago, but definitely something that has to do with somebody. And I think it's someone who's been through something the same as you. I think this is a match. I think this is a beginning with somebody in the same tribe. I know I said it could be someone from the past. that's not impossible, but I definitely feel like it's someone who's been through what you have just experienced as well. Somebody's on the same page. All right, let me close that and get on to the second little mini. Okay, so the people within group 1 who chose this deck with the sodalite. This is some kind of dragon deck. I can't remember. Shit. Page of Cups, sweet. I can't remember what it's called. What is something specific? What specifically lies ahead for this section of the group? I have slippery table, slippery hands, and slippery cards. Lies ahead for this particular part of the group. Ooh, okay. Got the Magician, the Page of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. All right. Magician energy is nice. That's a nice start. This is empowered. This is feeling like you can take something on and make something happen the way you want it to. And the Page of Cups, it's coins here, but Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles often speaks of being in kind of student status, but it's also, pages are also messages, and I think this is a message of something substantial, like something you can build on. I think this is the start of something you can build on. There's something, and there's a seed planting. There's something you want to make happen that is, oh, I just picture, you know how they have, I know there's an egg on the table, but I swear there's a separate, and it's another thing that came up recently, but like, you know, like, I know back in the day we had, in home ec, I never took home ec, but I saw other kids do this where they had like an egg they had to treat like a baby. That's how I feel with this. I feel like this Magician energy and this Page of Coins, Pentacles, is speaking of making something happen and watching it begin. And the Six of Cups is bringing a feeling of sweet, sweet memories. Sweet. I just tasted honeysuckle, which is crazy because I'm saying this and there's the sugar card. There's something really up with this group. There's Starborn, there's sugar, there's something nostalgic and childlike. There's something sweet. I definitely feel there's something that you've wanted to create, wanted to make happen, wanted to do, wanted to see come to life that is related potentially to, this is weird, I'm going to tell you, because really the last group had a very what's the difference? I wonder what's the difference? Two of cups on two of coins. I want to say cups because I keep saying a C. Yeah, it's just, I think it's just the method is different in this specific group. That one, so the first one that I read was Queen of Wands here, and it was like coming into like an attraction power and like a looking good, and it was very like witchy and seductive, and like this is the Magician, is a more kind of spiritually guided. I think it is going to be close, and it makes sense that it's close. This one is more specific about a project or situation that is a long time coming. Something that you wanted to do so long ago, you're sparked to do it again. Let me go another layer here because I feel like everything I'm saying is so abstract, but what do you expect? Collectives, can't. Okay, trying to get specific, trying to understand what is this group going to see happen. Knight of Swords, 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords. Okay, got 2 9s here. Movement. Oh, the difference between this group and the last is like whether keeping your heart and mind in check. It's the way you move. It's the way you go about it. It's the things you speak into being and doing. It's the every move you make. You know, you've got to trust that it's like bringing you what you wish and what you desire, and really with this 9 of Swords energy, like really learn to manage the anxiety that comes with taking risks and taking chances. Let me get one more for these 2 9s. These 2 9s are always a trip together, because the Cups is like the wish and the Swords is like the nightmare. You know, it's like like sometimes with the wish comes the worry, you know, or like careful what you wish for kind of energy almost. But I think here it just has to do, because I had seen a 2 of Pentacles just before, I really feel like this has to do with the way you're speaking it into action, and just really having, again, like we said over here, like having faith in yourself. The Hanging Dragon, the Hanged One. Yeah, it's how you look at it. It's perspective. It's how you look at it. Page of Wands. It's how you, and the 10 of coins of Pentacles on the bottom. Like, yeah, this is about, you know, don't get tripped up on worry about it. Like, of course you can do it. Of course you can do it. It's happening, and you can just do it how you want to do it. You can worry about it. Yeah. Or you can just make it work. Huh. That did not tell us a whole lot. There's something coming. There's something coming up. There's something you're doing that is tied to old dreams. And there may be a part of you that will kind of waffle between, is this really the thing I wanted? Is this what I want? You know, because maybe with the shift in perspective, would that still work? It'll work if you want it to. So this particular group, I do think has more of that questioning energy. I had, where was it from this? Yeah, like I said, it was bittersweet, but that's now. But I think it lingers for this particular group. All right, okay, we did it. Okay, second group. Here we go. Whew. 9 of Hearts, apophylite. So this is a group that I feel like was just a little bit more delayed in getting to where this entire collective is headed. As far as getting out of the portal, got some things to release, and looking for the light still a little bit more, but definitely on the way out, definitely stepping out. So what I have here is this card, Garden, was meant to tell me a little bit about just a message or advice. And it really is about kind of savoring where you are and taking care of yourself. It's about just nurturing your own spirit and allowing allowing your own spirit to tell you without your mind, you know, to tell you what to do, to tell you what is next, to tell you what you want. Being gentle with yourself. And lastly, really, or at least for me right now, seeing yourself in a gracious, how do I say it? A loving way. Like basically like being gentle with yourself, like being ease up, be gentle, relax, let it be kind of energy. And then we have the heart, which is telling me that this group is specifically really needed to tune into the heartbeat, the heart, the core of what it is that you need and want, and listen to your heart when it comes to making any moves, making any decisions. You're trying to get on to the next. And yeah, it's so simple. Sometimes I don't have the way to articulate. I don't know necessarily how to be eloquent about something so simple, which is as follow your heart. But yeah, like there's a big time. I think your heart has needed you to put it first, and part of what you may be having to let go of is maybe you've been too busy taking care of other people and worrying about other people's feelings and what other people want and need, and there's yours needs love from you, you know. That's just a big vibe for this group as far as like getting out of the old and into the new, into the next, into the better. And sparks of light, it is certain that you will be receiving all of the sparks of information and light that you need to make necessary moves and choices. This is just a promise. It's just there. And again, these are so simple. It's a little even more simple than the last one, but it's just holding on, like holding on and keeping your head up and getting still, getting quiet and listening. And you're listening to your own heart. You're listening to what feels right, what feels like the truth, what feels like something you may have denied yourself a long time without even necessarily knowing it. And you're going to see glimpses of that, like of that life that you had sort of put aside, like maybe a dream you put aside, maybe a path you didn't take. And you'll see more and more glimpses of it because maybe it's not too late. You can always, you know, the thing about all these paths is that they aren't linear, you know. You could get a shortcut back to a different one. Okay, I want to just move on. Speaking of heart, that was sideways. sure that'll change everything. All right. All right. Second group with the apophylite and the 9 of hearts. Oh, I'm going to ask kind of like current energy, emerging energy, and we will take a deeper look at what's next with 2 mini readings inside this one. So the current energy of the second group with apophylite and the 9 of hearts. Current energy of this group. Okay. 4 of Cups, King of Swords. Maybe just feeling a little unmotivated. Maybe just feeling a little stuck. Maybe not being sure what you want to the point of not making any moves or choices. Feeling a little stuck. Not able to see what is possible exactly at this moment. Might do it a little differently than the last, but who cares? I just want 2 more on this. Current energy for this group. Oh, so slick. Okay. All right. 5 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. So the hang up here, remember, that sets you apart from the first group who's a little farther along outside of this portal. This has to do with a little bit about patience. I think be wary of being impatient, and there might be a feeling that of disappointment about things that haven't what's the word, that haven't bared the fruit you expected, that haven't turned out the way you planned, that there might be some bitter feelings of letting go something you were invested in, but having to like kind of recognize that maybe it's just not going, something may not be going where you wanted it to go. Yeah. Okay. If that sounds right, then we're definitely on the right track, because it feels right. So I feel like it's definitely somebody. And then what's emerging for this group? What is coming in very next? Are we getting... I feel like this group can see the light at the end of the tunnel already. Tell me about that. King of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this you're stepping into, what's coming next is you're going to be stepping into an inspired ambition, as opposed to where you've been. You've been in 4 Cups, King of Swords, not just kind of like not knowing and not fucking caring. You know, like just kind of, to a degree, but you've been coming out of that because something got stuck. But like King of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups. This is embodying a very strong energy, like getting it all together energy. And then at the same time with this Ace of Cups, it's like all it took was this one little gift. And that's what this candle was about when I was talking about in the beginning, the Ace of Cups candle. It looks like there's something, some stroke of inspiration, some graciousness shown to you, some gift, somewhere from without or within, something external or internal that is suddenly, it feels like a rush of emotions, like something just opens up this channel, this inspiration and this drive again, you know? And I think it has to do with letting this go. Is that right? And there's another king, the King of Wands, when I say letting this go, and I was asking if that was right. Yeah, there's just like choosing yourself, choosing to get what you want, deserve, need, choosing yourself, choosing to make it happen, choosing to take it out of other people's hands. I feel like it's been in somebody else's hands here. Somebody or some organization, entity, whatever. You have 3 kings here. There's a lot going on here. A lot of masculine energy, which is, you know, speaks of, while the feminine energy is receiving, the masculine energy is exerting. And then you have garden and heart, you know. And I just have to say, I think, and it may show up here in the reading next, I think there's a need to open your feminine channel more and receive more instead of trying to make everything happen. I think this is important here because what you need to make happen is to force your own self to like kind of give up on something or let go of something. There's definitely letting go. There's definitely getting stuck on something that didn't work out as planned. I know moving on is easier said than done. And I don't know what it is. It'll be different for different people. It could be several things for one person that you have to let go of. And I said it's bittersweet. Or I think I did. But anyway, let me get a little deeper with the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups for what is emerging. Page of Cups. So yeah, that's, again, that's making it feel, I said it could be from within, and I think it is essentially at some point it becomes within, but I think there's something external coming. Oh, yeah, that's a person. That's a nurturing energy. That's a Queen of Pentacles. So there's a Queen of Pentacles energy offering you something you need. Something that feels warm. It's like just what you needed. And that's going to help you move forward. That's going to help you get into King of Pentacles energy. Let me get one more on this situation right here. Whoa, 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 hey. Can I just tell you guys, I love this deck. It's so slick, though. I will be reading with it here, and the whole thing will just fall on my floor. Oh. Sometimes I'll go to pick up cards, and I won't get them all, and days later, I'll just find a random card on the floor, and I take it as a message. But I want to make sure I get them all for you. I think they're all here. They go far. I think I have them all. Sorry about that. Technical ass difficulty. Sorry, I'm trying to put them all right side up, back together. Oh, shit. Did I? Okay. All right. Emerging in the King of Pentacles energy. Emerging next. How will getting into this energy get us propel group 2? 8 of Pentacles. It just will. It just do. Yeah. So back here you have the 7, which is kind of waiting on your investment. And ahead of the 8 is the 9, which is like the reward. The 8 is the King of Pentacles energy is the 8 the 8 of Pentacles is the work and the effort and the energy that you're putting into what's next, you know, like this is just affirming really more than anything. I feel like I'm keeping these so brief because they're really just meant to serve as confirmation for people who are in these energies that you're not alone and that you're in company, that we're all, like, a lot of us are going through some similar things, and I think that alone is worth so much more than a tarot reader on YouTube saying like, oh, and this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen. No, I think it's just important that you know that what's coming is definitely some outside love from somebody who's got some nurturing energy and an offer for you, but also just knowing that getting into this particular energy and the way that it gets you even farther ahead is that it is you putting your efforts in the right place, concentrating your efforts, if that makes sense. Okay. And then let me just get one more for, let's get one to represent the light out of this portal, stepping out of this portal. What is the kicker? What is the final push here for group 2 to get out of the portal? 4 of Wands. It's just alignment. It's just gonna happen. It's just I mean, some would say a 4 of Wands is a celebration, an event, but I mean, a lot of us say that it's alignment. I almost always say it's alignment, and I feel like it just is just gonna happen. And all you gotta do is move forward. Just keep moving. But I think you should do so in a very, you know, gentle way with yourself. Okay. So I want to step into the next part of the reading, which is where I look specifically at 2 groups inside this group for what is ahead, what lies ahead. I didn't pick decks ahead of time because I want them to kind of speak to me. Some that I have on hand here. I was gonna use this one, but it has nudity in it, and I'm just, it's not like this channel makes any money or even gets many views. I just don't want to do anything to get in trouble or whatever with the platform. Let's do my good old Arcana playing cards. And I pop this labradorite heart on it. And let's do Spirit Speaks. Spirit Speak. Pardon. Spirit Speak. And I'll put this tiger eye. Okay, so can you see these? So now's the part where you choose your own adventure. You pick if you're one of these. This is the labradorite, this is a tiger eye. Okay, we're gonna look a little deeper at like what lies ahead. Okay, and I'll clear this. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. It's all good. I'm gonna get started. So those of you that chose this labradorite, Arcana playing card deck, what lies ahead? What lies ahead? What lies ahead for this group? Two of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Ace of Swords. All right. So this feels like basically figuring out a way to do something you love. Let me get clarification on all of these and make sure that's, I mean, that's just so simple. I'm not fighting with it. Yeah, oh, whoops. Total resourcefulness. Total brainiac ideas. Total, you got this energy, like feeling like feeling like a magician, like feeling like someone who has something figured out that other people wish they could figure out. What is it? Oh my goodness. Something you love, a brand new adventure, something you're gonna, you know how people call like a business or a project their baby? That's the feeling I just got. Okay, yeah. Coming out of this portal, coming out of this transition with the hope and clarity that you need to make something happen, to figure out a way to make something you really love and care about happen. That's what you have coming up. Is it that simple? Is there anything else? Yeah, it is that simple. Page of Wands, it's coming. That's the inspiration, yeah. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Divine timing, luck, good fortune. Yep. Okay. That was super easy. Okay. All right. Let me get to the next one. All right. People who chose Spirit Speak and Tiger's Eye. What lies ahead? What lies ahead? What lies ahead? 6 months. The next 6 months. Something coming. Something coming. Something that is coming in the next 6 months. What? Something that lies ahead for this particular subgroup of group 2. Okay. Okay. All right. Chariot, 5 of Pentacles, and Knight of Pentacles. There's a win. And I'm not sure why there's a 5 of Pentacles and a Knight. Let me get further on this 5 and this Knight. Why is the 5 of Pentacles here? What does it say? Oh shit, there's... Five of Pentacles say with the Knight. Magician. What's the Knight about? There's a particular momentum that wasn't, or that won't be yielding. But the good news is the Chariot was the start of it all. So there's going to be a win. There's going to be a victory. There's going to be like awesome movement, like inspired, fast, victorious movement. But I believe it's after a bump in the road. Oh. Okay. I feel like there may be something or someone who tries to set you back a bit. And then you have to like ultimately make a choice. But it's really feels more like asserting your a boundary. And choosing yourself all over again. I don't even know where this is coming from. Okay. Can I know more about this situation coming up? What is coming up? Okay. That's good. All right. So Empress energy is really finally getting into like an attraction and an abundance mindset. And the King of Pentacles, again, another, that one's down here. Mindset and seeing the vision, seeing the future yourself, seeing what you're gonna do. Like, just, I don't know. I just really feel like this little subgroup, it's all about more just the something about momentum for the most part, and maybe something trying to pull you back, slow you down, but you eventually and essentially picking your pace up and getting rid of dead weight and being able to see your goals clearly in your plan and see the future, you know. Yeah. Just a little bit more. Let me get this little. Oh, wow. Okay. Got a 6 of Pentacles and a 6 of Cups here. I think, that's, 6s are so nice. What did I say? 6 of Pentacles and 6 of Cups. Did I say something else? I don't know what I said. At any rate, I feel like this particular group has been the most complex to read of all the subgroups, the 4. And it's a little tricky. It might get a little tricky. But I think ultimately in the end, you're going to be in a position okay. That feels too specific. Oh, I don't like when they do this. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, but it's just way too specific. I'll go for it anyway, but I feel like there's just like you being in a position to give. Oh, dare I say, it's so weirdly specific. There's something about giving to children here. Like there's something about giving to your hometown, your family, children who need. Like there's something about you being in a position to give, and the recipient seems to be attached to you deeply. It feels like charitable work, and it feels like either children or, you know, where you come from. You know, it reminds me of like, say, Carmelo Anthony grew up in Baltimore, became a big NBA star, and went back to the community and built you know, places for kids to play basketball. You know, like it feels like that. I don't know. Maybe it's a goal. Anyway, I don't want to go on and on about it because it's so crazy specific, but I would love to know if that's somebody's in the back of somebody's mind to do something that sounds like what I just said. Okay. Yep. So that's it. And I'm out of here. I'll see you when I see you. Bye. Thank you so much.